Welcome to Learn and Go-Go, the podcast. Hey, buddy. I'm your host, and I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. You can get your copy at learnedandgogo.com. My name is Sydney. I am so excited that you guys are here tonight. Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday. I see Mortimer, I see Lizzie, I see Anne, and I see Luna Project so far. I'm so excited you guys are here. I love seeing everybody greeting each other in the comments. It's so awesome. I figured out, for you guys who were with me last week, I figured out all of the tech things that had gone wrong. So hopefully I sound a lot better and look a lot better this week than last week, where I sounded like I was podcasting with Ariel in The Little Mermaid. I think I sounded underwater. It was a mess. It was a debacle, but hopefully this week sounds better, looks better. Thank you so much, Johnny. Yes, this is the season finale, and I'm going to get a little bit more into that. But first, I just want to say welcome. Please I was reading Mortimer's comment. Please share in the comments anything I can shout out for you, anything you have going on, anything we can celebrate, anything we can send good juju your way for. I am so excited for tonight. Yes, Luna, I have more light too. I'm getting a little bit less afraid of being out there, which is pretty funny because when I did the series for Johnny, the Necrofiends of the Frozen Dead, celebrating 25 years of Johnny Necro and the Frozen Dead comics, get your copy. I did them a lot during the day, so I had a lot of light. And then when I started doing the goddamn program, that was more, dun, 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 so we do like no light, and I'd look like, so I'm finding my place in the world of light. So thank you for that. Hey, Kyler's here too. Welcome. So yes, it is another Wednesday. All the awesome people are in the comments. So glad you guys are here. And as Johnny mentioned, it is my season finale for season 3. Now, don't ask me what constitutes a season. I think all 3 seasons have a completely different number of episodes. Flying by the seat of my pants here, making it up as I go along. Like I like to say in my job, which may not be smart to admit, I like to build the plane while I'm flying it. I will just figure it out as I go. And that's what's going on with this podcast. And I am so grateful that all of you are flying this airline with me. Hey, my cousin's here tonight too. Hey, Angela. Let's see. Yes, thank you, Mortimer. I've been peeking at you all. Don't think I'm not watching. I'm no longer a co-host of the goddamn program for my own reasons. Still love everybody on the show, love the show. But I had to take a step back. Just, sometimes we like to do all the things and we're not giving ourselves enough recovery time. So that's basically what was going on. But I did make a couple of videos for the show, one being the warning that I used to do as a co-host that the show is for people who are 18 and over only. And then I did do a couple other videos which Reaper edited together for the beginning of the show. I have seen it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Thank you, Mortimer. I appreciate that. But yeah, I wanted to concentrate on this show, on some other projects, and to actually give myself a little bit of a rest, which I'm not good at. I'm so bad at taking downtime. I suck at it. So I was trying to, live and learn and get better at those things. Dustin is here too. Good evening to you, fine sir. Let's see here. Yeah, Kyler, you think I have a plan or a script? I'm making up this shit as I go. 100% that is me. And hey, glad to see you here too, Hefty. Ha, hilarious. Oh my God, that just... Sorry, guys. So anyway, when I was getting ready for tonight, because again, making it up as I go along. And I wanted to make sure that I took the time to test everything this week after last week. So tonight you may notice I am implementing an old stripper trick. So my hair is naturally curly, very thick, very grateful. It's, it can be a pain, but I don't want to have thin balding spots and everything. So in order to get ready for work, what I used to have to do is straighten my hair to then use the curling iron on it. It doesn't make any sense, but it's the only way to give it those kind of like roller curls. So when you were late for work or didn't feel like doing your hair, you bust out the old Catholic schoolgirl outfit and throw in a couple pigtails and call it even. So tonight I was running late. I wanted to check out the tech, threw in the pigtails, don't have the skirt on. It's all good. Maybe I do. How do you know? You don't know what I got going on. No idea. But I thought it would be funny to bust that out of the old memory blocks there. So what is something that you guys do that's a shortcut when you're running late for time, but you have to get ready to go somewhere? If you have any tips or tricks you can share with the class, stick them in the comments. We'd love to hear them. But for me, it was just throwing them up in a couple ponytails and getting ready for the show. Let me just check out these comments real quick. Let's see here. There's lots of hellos, hellos, hellos. And Luna says, yeah, same type of hair, very thick and naturally curly. Absolutely. And we have had so much humidity around here that even if I straightened it, if I walked outside, it's like, whoosh, it takes 2 seconds to go back to curls. So I like it. It's taken some time. I did not have curly hair until I was pregnant with my youngest. Fun fact. I had wavy hair, but it was nothing like this. So you never know what's going to happen in your life that completely changes something as silly as your hair. Like, why did that happen? I don't know. It just did. Let's see here. So, all right. You actually twist your hair on top during parties. Okay. Little party trick. Kyler says, hair tie in a ponytail if I have to be quick. Awesome. And okay, Luna says shove her hair in a big thick ponytail, which is what she's sporting now. Awesome. Keith says give some design. Okay, very nice. I like that. Oh gosh, Luna says it was 78 with the heat index of 101 this morning here. That sounds like today here it was, I think it was like 98, but like the heat index was in the hundreds, and then tomorrow it's going to be 74. And then it's going to be back in the 90s again. I can't keep up. I can't. It's crazy. Angela says couple of cheater braid twists, or sorry, I have my webcam in front of here, or ye old pony. Okay, having an undercut, that really helps. Absolutely. I forgot you had an undercut. That's awesome. Mortimer says I want my Doc Holliday haircut back. My hair is past my shoulder blades. Wow, nice. Lizzie says, if you took prenatal vitamins, that might have done it. Kind of a small life hack for healthier hair and nails. 100%, yes. I took them with both of my pregnancies, but for some reason, my hair turned curly with my youngest. I don't know why. But like I said, I definitely grateful. I don't want it falling out or, anything like that. So. Oh no, Keith, the heat in Chicago makes me melt like a chocolate popsicle. No, not a pudding pop. No. All right, Luna says 83 for high tomorrow. See, you're doing the same thing with this, like, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's down, it's up, it's down, it's up. Like, I don't know how we're all supposed to keep up. And it seems like whenever I want to do something outside, like, I'll be like, oh, I'm going to go do it. And then and I'm like, okay, universe, I'm not. You're sending in a thunderstorm to tell me not to go do the thing. But even just like walking around the block, I'm like, I'm going to get up early tomorrow and go out before it gets too hot. And I'm 50 years later, you think I would realize I'm not getting up early. It's not happening. I say it all the time. It's not happening. And I haven't learned yet that it's not happening. Sorry, everyone. Please Tatiana with me. And for those who are new, Tatiana is what we say when we want to take a drink, take a toke, whatever. It doesn't have to be alcohol. It doesn't have to be a toke. It can be a smoke if you're a cigarette smoker, whatever. Whatever is your jam. You go ahead and join us. And if you don't understand why Tatiana to me is funny, there's a story in Everything I Need to Know I Learned in GoGo that you can get at learnedingogo.com. Hey, Sosavarian is here. Welcome to the party. We're talking about life hacks. So Savarian has witnessed this. So what I said, just to catch you up real quick, is I was running late, so I did the old stripper trick of just sticking your hair up in ponytails and throwing on a schoolgirl outfit and calling it an outfit. So I'm sporting the ponytails because I didn't have time to do anything more creative with my hair. So if you have any life hacks that you would like to share when you're running late, things to do to save time, please share them with the class. All right, rocking a gin and tonic tonight, long week. I believe, you know what? Amen to that. When it's a long week and it's Wednesday, I understand that completely. And I got to witness one of your gin and tonics recently, so you enjoy that. Is it fun colors or is it just tonic colored tonight? Luna's got sparkling water. Awesome. Very cool. And Angela says storming here, but it's been cooler lately here. Cooler here in the desert than here. Oh, okay. And weather's just weird. It's just weird. And maybe I just was ignorant to it when I was younger, but it was like winter, cold, snow, summer, hot, hurricanes. We had certain weather events, but it's like where I live, we never had tornadoes until like a few years ago. And now we have tornado. Like, what is going on? It's crazy. Let's see. Luna says, I had Emperor Gin. Not sure if it was what made the drink purple, but it was a purple drink. Gin's not typically purple, although, I mean, I haven't bartended in decades. Maybe they have a purple gin now. I don't know. And Kyler says, whiskey helps make the medicine go down. With me, it would make the medicine go down and then back up again. I cannot do whiskey. Oh, yeah, I had some bad nights with whiskey, and I can't even smell it anymore. And there was a guy that used to come into the one bar where I worked that I would bartend, and he drank Jack Daniels, and his breath straight up smelled like dog shit. Like literal, you stuck your nose in a pile of poop. And he would never take a mint. You ever notice people with the worst breath? Like if you take a mint and you pop it in your mouth and say you want one, it's always no. And they always have secrets or they have to talk to you like we're here. Why is that? How do you not know? Do you never, you would think maybe they don't care. I don't know. And Mortimer said, oh, wait, that's awesome. There is actually a purple gin out there. I think it's a fusion with rhubarb. Oh, okay. I did not know that. And Mortimer says candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. Absolutely. Yes. He drank Jack Daniels. So, and not everybody I know that drinks Jack Daniels had dog shit breath. So I can't completely blame the whiskey, but that's when I hear whiskey, that's what I liken it to in my brain. I think of that man and his dog poopy breath. It's horrible. There's another guy too and he'd always yank me when I was dancing. He'd yank me and pull me in. You looking really hot tonight. Oh, because he'd have to be like, oh man, that is. I brush my teeth like if I even think anything is off. I'm just like, I don't know. But I guess maybe some people aren't. Some people just don't care. You would think you could smell it. It's right under your nose. But I don't know. Some people just don't care. So, yeah, there were some other things. I need to write things down, too. That's another thing. The older I get, the more I need to write things down. So, Severian and I were talking earlier about putting notes in our phones because we can't remember things. And I need to absolutely, start doing that more because I'm like, oh, I can't wait to talk about on the podcast tonight. And then I start it and it's like, I don't know. Hey, Rebecca. So glad you're here. I don't know where that QQ came from. It's all good. That's awesome. I'm just glad you're here. Thank you for hopping on. We are just talking about everything from the weather to hairstyles to hacks. Um, yeah, so I've been trying to get things set back up a little bit more in order. I was talking about how this is going to be my last episode of this season. Season is a very loose word. Um, I had my friend Frankie on here last week, and he was talking about how he doesn't do seasons, he does episode numbers. I think I'm going to switch to that because there's just no rhyme or reason to these seasons. But it is kind of fun to think back to like season one when I was still really just learning what to do. As far as just having a podcast in general, figuring out how to speak and not rush my words really fast so that when you're listening to it, like trying to calmly speak, get over the nerves of talking to everyone out there, um, and figure out what I wanted to talk about. And that's why I want to thank all of you out there because I can come on here every Wednesday and have no idea what I want to talk about. And we all just have a conversation and it flows, and you guys kind of guide me along the way. And I appreciate each and every one of you that shows up every week and helps me, like just to not, like not helps me like I need help to talk, but like guides the conversation. I love you guys. So thank you for that. But I always like think back to my first podcast episode, which I call the book report. We were talking about it last week because I really sounded like I was standing up in front of the class, grasping a piece of paper and trembling while I read what I wanted to say. And I think, over my 3 seasons, which is probably 5 seasons worth of episodes, I've learned, and I'm grateful for that. And I can't wait to see what the future brings because this is really fun. Um, yeah, so everybody send good vibes to Kyler, who is feeling better. I can see the comments are going. He had a cold, but he's better now. So yay! I'm glad you're feeling better. Um, oh, Mortimer, thank you. All of the wonderful people here, just like you, make it look easy. It's because of you guys. It's because of you guys. And I see you on Saturday nights. You're an awesome podcaster as well. But yeah, I started this because I wanted to talk about my book and bring eyes on that. And it's kind of just evolved into this thing that we do every Wednesday. And I love it. I love this meetup, no matter what I have going on. Like, it's just fun to get together with you guys. And so many of us are involved in the same projects, which makes it fun too. We have Red Huntress people, we have Curse of the Ghostwriter people, we have Metal Earth people, I got to do and be a little extra in Killer Cox now. And then Mortimer's got Legend of Bloody Bones, which is going to turn into a sequel, which I'm grateful to be a part of. And it's just such an awesome community. And I'm so happy to just be associated with all of you guys. That is awesome. What in the what? Says the Varian. This stupid dog is going to get a skunk sprayed. Are you talking about my boyfriend? All right. I don't know if his dog is getting into trouble. My dogs have been very, very patient. They have a new niece who is a kitty cat. And I don't think either of my dogs have ever seen a kitty cat. So learning to live in the same house with the cat who lives in my daughter's room has been an adjustment for them. Muffy just wants to play and doesn't understand why Bella does not want to play. And I tried to explain to her, you look like Godzilla, sweetheart. Like, Bella's 9 pounds, you're 65. So when you try to come at her, she just sees, rah, And then today, because Bella had surgery yesterday, she had some teeth extracted, and she's doing so much better today. She's doing awesome. Total turnaround in her personality. She's always been a snuggle love bug, but now she's like playing and jumping around and stuff that I think the pain kept her from doing before. So it's been really cool to watch her do this, like become herself for us, because my youngest only got her a couple weeks ago. So she's in the room and we're like playing with her and everything, and Muffy's on the bed and she just jumps off. I'm like, you probably look like a damn pterodactyl. Like, what are you doing? But she just wants to play with her so bad. She's so sweet. Like, so, so sweet. Um, so that's been a fun part going on this week, is like getting to know you, they're getting there. It'll take some time, lots of little introductions, and then they'll figure it out. Um, oh, Kyler says, I want to point out y'all are my family. I basically don't have real family in my life. So when I say if I could do anything for you guys, I would. Y'all have been helping me grow into a better person. Aw, you deal with some heavy shit. We're here for you. You know that. Let's see. Mortimer says, if I'm a good co host, it's from learning how to do it from you and Reaper and Cody and Beast. And that's the thing. It's everybody needs to help everybody else. You guys know what I say all the time, all ships rise. And that's what everyone helping each other out does. It helps everyone to become better. And I am all for that. I love just being a village. And that's what we are. We're a village, you know, village of people that just love each other. We're a freaking family. So I love it. Kyler says, y'all make it worth living another day. We love you. You're awesome, Kyler. Absolutely. And you are always there for all of us. So thank you for that, because we appreciate you. And I hope you know that. And if you're ever feeling in a dark place, just remember we love you. And I know you can reach out to us, but I'm just reminding everybody watching, if you're in a dark place and you're feeling alone, reach out to us. We are all here for each other. And even if you're watching this and I don't know you're watching it and you need somebody, send me a message. We're all here for each other. All right, Lizzie. I love it. An awesome village with blackjack and hookers. It sounds like it's a line from something. I don't know what, but I love it. I'm here for it. That's hysterical. All right, I'm Tatianaing again. It's been that kind of hump day. Yes. So I forget. This is bugging me now. I'm trying to think back, because it's been one of those weeks where everything that I've had on tap has not worked out the way that it's supposed to, according to me, which means that it has according to the universe. But sometimes you think you know better than the universe, and the universe says, eh, 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 eh. So, okay, yes, everybody's saying Futurama. Yes, awesome, hilarious. I'm only now starting to watch that. I've seen a few episodes over the years, but it's another one that's been on my list I haven't gotten to. But yeah, it's just been last week with the tech, and then trying to get up and do things, and all that hasn't been working out. But I feel like I kind of have something on the horizon I'm not aware of yet. Do you ever feel like that? Like something is in your path, but you don't know what yet, and it's going to reveal itself to you, and it's exciting because it's like a surprise. And I don't know what it is yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. Oh, Tanya, I'm so glad you're here too. And she says, I suffer from depression. I know the struggles. If anyone needs an ear, I am here. And I know she means that 100%. Thank you so much, Tanya. Absolutely. Love you. And I get that. That's been part of, I've been struggling real bad the past couple months, and I've been trying to break through. And I'm starting to feel like I'm getting there, And it's okay to not be okay sometimes. I think, especially in the social media realm, where everybody sees everyone's highlight reel and not their highlight reel, REAL. They see the REEL. It kind of gives us a false sense of everyone else is doing awesome, but I'm struggling, so therefore something's wrong with me. And that's not true. What it is if you picture this is the ocean, okay? I'm going to try to do this with my hands. And then there's like, this is success. Okay. It's like a little mountain sticking out of the ocean. This is success. This is everybody who has money and fame and fortune and happiness and da da da. What you don't see is what's under the water is the struggles, is the hours of work put in, is the times they were told they suck, is the people that talk shit about them. You don't see any of that. That's underwater. All you see is I'm happy and life's perfect. So you can't compare yourself to that, you know? And I'm not saying that anyone out there is doing that, but I'm saying it's kind of hard not to when you scroll and it's vacations or it's new cars or it's, like this happy event, that happy event. So sometimes you have to like take a step back and remember that reality doesn't work that way. There's a lot more struggle that people are going through that they don't necessarily share. So don't feel like it's only you, is what I'm saying. Like we've all been there. We all struggle and we can all lift each other up and be there for each other when we're dealing with those times. So let me see what is going on in the comments. Let's see here. Oh, lots of Futurama. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are talking about that. That's fantastic. Yeah, so how is it like almost the end of July already? Does anybody else feel like summer's like almost over? And it's crazy because we still have another whole month, but for some reason August just seems like it's super humid, shitty, so you don't get to do much. But I do like August down the shore. I'm going to be down the shore for a little bit, and I'm looking forward to that because that's when the ocean's typically warmer. So, but then that's also like a this and that because the ocean's warmer brings out the jellyfish. So you kind of have to like be careful of that. But especially, I'm thinking 50 years of Jaws. That's kind of on my mind this year too, going out into the ocean. I don't know if Bruce is going to have a little anniversary celebration. Got to be careful of that. Going to need a bigger boat. But I am looking forward to that because we go with a couple of my besties and we have such a great time down the shore. It's going to be a shorter. We get to go for a week. It's going to be a few days this year, but I'm really, really, really looking forward to that. Lizzie says, fuck summer. It can slither away with its sweatiness. Bring on fall with blackjack and hookers. Okay. I love it. And she says, I have not been drinking, by the way. That's hilarious. Yeah, we have a whole conversation about being batshit insane. He says, I try to help anyone I'm able to. And then Luna says, we're all a little bit crazy. That's what keeps us sane. Absolutely. Yeah, and Luna says, no Lizzie, no winter. Says, sorry, I love fall, but not ready for winter. Fall is 100% my favorite season. Kyler, crack me up. I can go for some blackjack and hookers right now. Fall is definitely my favorite season. I cannot wait for it to get here, but I do like summer when I'm able to enjoy it. It's just this year, for some reason, has been so many more thunderstorms than usual and like mega heat wave, which we don't normally get around here. I know, Lizzie, you're in Texas, so you get like mega heat wave times a million. But in Pennsylvania, we're not built for this. Like we don't get this kind of weather that often. So I kind of feel like I missed out on a lot of the parts of summer that I enjoy. And it has just been, like you said, like a sweaty freaking mess. And I'm ready. But you know what's going to happen is fall's going to feel like summer because we had like super summer. So then it's going to be like fall. And then, I'm cool with not having a super cold winter. Like I don't mind the cold. I just don't like 10 tons of snow, which we haven't had here in a long time. When I was growing up, we had the kind of snow, like in A Christmas Story, where I grew up with the Wonder Bread bags on your feet, inside your boots, and like the snowsuit. So you looked like Ralphie's little brother Randy, like a tick about to pop because he had like 1,000 freaking layers on. I remember that growing up, and like I feel bad for kids now. They can't even sled. There hasn't been snow to sled, but I kind of feel happy for me because I haven't had to drive in the snow, which again, I know how to drive in the snow. Um, I just don't trust everybody else on the road in the snow because they drive like fucking assholes. That's the bottom line. Yeah, and yeah, you hate the snow too, and you're originally from an even snowier part of the country, I would think, than where you are now. But you're further north than me, so you probably do get more snow than I do. But oh, I don't like it. It's not my jam. Um, except Minnesota has had PMS. And Lizzie says, "Oh no, I get it 100%. My aunt sent me a pic of a 20-foot snowfall, and I knew I wasn't built for PA winters. We all have our preferred biomes." Absolutely, yes, Michigan. I didn't know if you wanted me to say, so that's why I didn't. Um, but yeah, like I would think Michigan would be like a lot of snow, and you still hate it even growing up with it. That's I get it. I get it. Tanya says the outside of my house is looking horrible right now because I refuse to do yard work with a 107-degree heat index. Amen to that. I think everybody should get a pass. Get a pass. When it's that hot out, like the grass is going to turn brown and fry anyway. So why should you work so hard and like get heat stroke and pass out if it's just going to, you know, snow can go north to Michigan and Canada where it belongs. It's funny because I have a friend that I met through my workouts and all, and he lives in Canada. So in the winter, we're all like complaining about how cold it is in our basements, and he's outside walking his dog like however many kilometers in the snow. I'm like, you're nuts, man. I'd be like, sorry, Pooch, you can walk around the backyard. Like, no, I'm not doing it. But I guess that's his biome. He likes the snow. Not me. I know there's tons of people who do. I just get cold so easily. At least I used to before, I'm Mr. Heat Flash has joined my life. Um, but before that, I'd get cold super quick. So I don't like being outside in the cold very long. Yes, and Mortimer says this old ghoul doesn't like the cold. I get that. Yes, Tanya, having humidities sucks. 100. It is not boob sweat. It is humidities. Oh no. All right, we got to get a Leo on here. Let's see. Let me see if I can tag her on here. I'll send her the link because I want her to join in the fun too. Let's see if we can find her. All right. She's such a sweetheart. Okay, cool. I don't normally keep my Facebook open, but something tonight told me to. So I'm glad I did because I wouldn't have gotten her message if I hadn't. Yeah, humidities. It's so funny because that is what it should be called. It makes sense. Oh, Kyler's a cold weather person. The colder, the better. Okay. Yay! Thank you for joining. I'm so glad you're here. So glad you made it. Let's see. Luna says Northern Wisconsin gets bitter cold and awful with snow and sub-zero crap. Mm-hmm. I believe it. She says she needed a taxi. Well, I'm glad that you made it. That's hysterical. So we were talking about winter right now. Are you a cold weather person, Aaliyah, or are you a warm weather person, or are you somewhere in between? the two. Let's see. Mortimer says, have to try to deal with love of the boobs. I mean, battle of the sweats with her. Love of the boobs. Who doesn't love boobs? I think everybody loves boobs. Gay, straight, bi, pan, boobs are fun, no matter who you are, in my opinion. Um, yeah, that conversation just took a took a hard right turn there. Let's see. So Aaliyah says, you can always layer more clothes on, but there's only so much you can take off. I get that. However, see, now that's the thing. Like, I like when it's hot outside, but I'm in the air conditioning and I'm snuggled. But if it's cold outside, then I don't like it. Like, I'm weird. I'm so weird. But hot or cold, I like to be near a fire, whether it's a campfire in the summer or the fireplace in the winter. I don't get it. I don't get it. So Luna says warm, but more so like spring and autumn. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, anymore, we don't get that weather where I am. It kind of jumps, the temperature drops like it saw a cop on the side of the turnpike. Like, it goes from 90 to 20 overnight. Like, it's just insane. And then, like I said, now we're going from basically 100 to like 74 back to 100 again. Like, I think that's why so many people are sick all the time, because your body can't keep up, you know? It just, I don't get it. It's just crazy. Lizzie says, more than 2 layers and I get sore and claustrophobic. I'd rather be naked and sweaty. I respect that. I love a hoodie. I got a hoodie right here. But that's why I like layers that I can, like, because during the day I'm cold, I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm hot. So then I can adjust quickly. I like that. I own long sleeve t-shirts, and I own um that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the only thing that I would have on that I don't feel like is a removable layer. Because if, like, I have my tank, then I can put the hoodie on. Or if I have a t-shirt, I can put the hoodie on. If I have a long sleeve t-shirt, I'm kind of stuck in that. So I don't know. I'm weird, guys. I'm glad you're here on this weird journey with me. Let's see. Bundled up like Randy from A Christmas Story just to go outside and get the mail without freezing the nuts off is no fun either. I can't pick up these envelopes because I can't move. Exactly. Yes. And Anne says, Mother Nature has PMS. I always say Mother Nature is bipolar because she's got the North Pole and the South Pole. Get it? But yeah, she's off her meds lately. Maybe Mother Nature has perimenopause like the rest of us. Dear Lord. That would explain a lot, honestly. Let's see here. Whoops. Mortimer prefers Lizzie naked and sweaty as well. I love you guys. Your relationship is amazing. I love it. Aaliyah says, I know it's like Hawaii is doing cleanup in flip flops and Bermuda shorts. Yeah, they're getting the tsunamis right now. And so is California. Are you okay where you are, Aaliyah? Because you're West Coast. But I don't know how close to the coast you are. But I know, like, I have a friend in Santa Barbara that had a tsunami warning. And my best friend, I've talked about before, she's in New Zealand. Her younger son, who's 8. No, he's not 8. He's 6. He just turned 6. I don't know why. I can't. I just had a brain fart. But anyway, he's fascinated with tsunamis right now because they keep getting the tsunami warnings. So he's just like all about tsunamis. And I can't imagine that be like I said, hurricanes, tornadoes. We even had, Frankenstorm Sandy that was like a blizzard hurricane craziness. But I can't imagine a tsunami because I dream about them all the time. And I have since I was little. I've had dreams of being on a coastline and seeing this gigantic tidal wave coming and trying to outrun it, and it just enveloping everything. And I don't know why I've dreamt of them my whole life. So I think that would freak me the fuck out if I was ever somewhere that actually had one in real life. Is like crazy because I love the ocean. Like I love being sitting on, we call it down the shore where I'm from, but for anyone who's not from this area, going to the beach, but we go down the shore. Um, I love the salt air. I love coming in from being on the beach all day and having like that. It's a different kind of like sun on your skin than you can get anywhere else. And you have like that kind of salty, sandy feel about you. Like there's something about that, but man, just I can't imagine being somewhere where there's an actual tsunami. Like that's crazy. Let's see here. Da, da, da. Yes, Tanya says Mother Nature is in full blown menopause right now. I bet that sounds right. Okay, the two. Okay, we've got Lizzie and Mortimer flirting. You guys are so cute. Kyler does not like the ocean. He says, fuck the ocean. It's darling and scary. I don't know. Oh, dark and scary. Gotcha. And Luna says, I love the ocean. Sorry, Kyler. Aaliyah says, I'm cool. I have families over in Oahu and Maui and about 1,000 feet by Hilo. Okay, I heard Oahu was fine, but Maui got it. But maybe I heard wrong. Doesn't matter who got it. Nobody should get it. That's horrible, and I hope everybody's okay. Um, and Mortimer says, I'm with you, Skull. It's amazing and scary as hell. Let's see here. Lizzie says, you know what's even scarier than the ocean is those impossibly deep lakes. Where do they even go? Have to ask Nessie, man. Or Champ, the Lake Champlain monster. Some of those are really scary. The like bottomless lakes. Because, like you said, you would think in 2025 we would know, like there would be a way to discover that. But that's part of the why some people think the ocean is so scary is because we know more about space than we do about what's in the ocean. And it always cracks me up when people are like, there's a shark. That's where it lives, man. Like if you had a giant foot come in the middle of your living room, you'd kick its ass too. Like I understand, you know? And we should be grateful that most of the time sharks stay out of where we want to swim. But we're basically like stomping around in their world. So I get it when something happens with an ocean animal. I understand because, like I said, you're crashing into their living room. They're going to protect their house. Or they get scared and like wind up hurting you and they didn't even mean to. Or they think you're a seal. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Aaliyah says, came right up to the bottom step of their porch. That's scary. Every wave leaving their house was pulling another plant out of their yard. Oh my gosh. And that's the other thing with the tsunami waves is on top of the water, you have everything that it's knocking down, all of the houses, cars, whatever. Then that becomes part of what's coming in and out that's going to like hit you in the head. You might be fine in the water, but then like a palm tree takes your head off. So that's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. And Kyler says, great, Lizzie. I no longer want to be in any water now. I'm getting Lake Placid thoughts. And she said, you're welcome. I love it. Mortimer says, naked lake party. And Lizzie says, have you seen some places where gators learn to wave up one arm so they look like a drowning child to lure people in? Shut the front door. Are you serious? Oh my God, they're so smart. Oh, stop it. Wow, that is, I mean, I give them kudos. That's evolution right there, man. That's crazy evolution. Luna says Great Lakes are pretty scary. I lived by Michigan and Superior for years, and they're wicked deep, and that's how you get the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Yeah, I know I've mentioned Morbid before. I love that podcast. And they actually have an episode, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but it's all about scary lakes. And some of them are about how these lakes were like, there's entire towns underneath that they flooded out to build these lakes, and like, the ghosts and whatever are in there. It's pretty freaking creepy. Kind of cool though. Um, but yeah, lakes are no joke, man. Gordon Lightfoot wrote about it. Lake Superior. I've not heard the name Gordon Lightfoot in a minute. That's awesome. Yeah, rivers are scary too. The Amazon, there's like piranhas, there's all kinds of stuff. I used to do a canoe trip. 3 of my 4 summers in high school, I did this canoe trip where we would canoe 112 miles down the river, down the Delaware River in a week. And we would go, like, we'd put the canoes in up in New York in a town called Balls Eddy. You can look it up. I'm not making it up. Balls Eddy. And we would canoe down to like where the Delaware Water Gap is. And even there, like, I mean, we're mid Atlantic, we're pretty tame as far as things, that can eat you out in the wild go. Um, but I remember my friend, got out of the canoe and was like swimming around and then went to get back in and grabbed a snake. He thought it was a stick until he grabbed it and it was like, ah. So, there's even some stuff around here that's not anywhere near Amazon or Nile level at all. But there's, you never know because you can't see what's underwater. And when I was a camp counselor, we had to do lost swimmer drills. And the lake at the camp, like a lot of lakes in the Pine Barrens, is cedar. So you'd get out, and if you have any body hair, you'd look like Chewbacca because like all the little cedar particles would stick to you because it's like brown, looked like iced tea. And for the lost swimmer drills, when you're a camp counselor, you'd all line up and you'd link your arms together and you'd swish your feet through the mung on the bottom of the lake. And the idea was if there was a child on the bottom, you'd hit the body to find it. Frickin' morbid as shit, but that's, I guess the idea was to find them before they were dead. But honestly, if they're that sunk, odds are. So, like, just your feet in the mung, and you didn't know what else was in that mung. I didn't think of it when I was 18, but now that I'm 50, I'm kind of getting freaked out. I used to stick my little bare feet in there and used to. Anyway, on that note, yeah, lots of scary lakes and rivers and things in the ocean. I just like got a meme in my head. All of a sudden, it was like a woman on like an underwater, like one of those little, like, it almost looks like what, Princess Leia was on in like Return of the Jedi, like one of those little jet things. But it was underwater, and it's like when you find out that 10,000 bottles of wine were on the Titanic when it sunk, and she's like going underwater to go get the wine. Uh, Skull says, "Can we go back to blackjack and hookers?" Yes, absolutely. Um, yeah, so we've only got a little over 10 minutes left. So if you guys want, we can play some pick a page. And also, I would love to hear some ideas moving forward of some topics you might want me to cover. I will be back first Monday. What day of the week is it said? First Wednesday in September live. I'm hoping to have some recorded shows between now and then, and if not, I can always repost some of what we've already gotten together and we can all reminisce together. But if there are any topics, sorry, I got an ice cube, that you want me to cover, let me know. I would love to check out some stuff that you guys are interested in hearing. And in the meantime, I think we have time to do both books since we have not played Pick a Page in a little bit. Oh, all right, Kyler is up first. All right. What is your page between 1 and 300? Give me a page and then say A or B, and I'll know of which book that is. But Kyler gets first pick. And I'm just going to put up my website again, because if you don't already have a copy of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self, you can get your copy at learnedingogo.com on paperback and ebook. All right. So Kyler says 116 and say A or B, so I know which book to pick. Dun, 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 dun. All right, A. We'll pick my book. All right, because I had that in my hand first. So page 116 is Kyler's pick. I just wanted to let you know, ... I'm just kidding. I'll read the next line too. I was mortified, but I had no other choice than to take it as a lesson. I made sure from then on to double check the messages that I sent to people. I know what that's about. If you don't, definitely read the book. But that is a good lesson in life, to double check your emails, double check your messages, double check your texts now, because if your phone is like mine, it likes to make up words that I did not text. So definitely, Cody, hey! Definitely always double check before you send things out. All right, so somebody else, pick a number between 1 and 300. If you want it out of my book, pick A. If you would like it out of the Encyclopedia of Unusual Sex Practices, say B. But yes, proofread your work, Lizzie. Abso-freaking-lutely, because and make sure you're sending it to the right person too, because I've done that before. Sent a whole long thing to somebody that should not have gotten it. All right. Luna is picking 77 from B. So Kyler says, hey, Cody. All right. So let's go to, let's see what is on page 77. It is. All right. So we have cunnilingus. Oral sex, fellatio, or cunnilingus. Cunnilingus is the act of licking the female genital area, and it is very common throughout cultures and history. Empress Woohoo. Nah, shut the hell up. It says Empress Wuhu, right? Would that be Empress Woohoo? Like, really? Okay. Who ruled during the Great Tang Dynasty, 700 to 900 CE, created a peculiar sexual custom designed symbolically to elevate the female and humble the male. Consequently, all governmental officials and visiting dignitaries were obliged by royal decree to pay homage to her Imperial Highness by performing cunnilingus upon her. You go, girl. No wonder she was Empress Woohoo. Are you kidding me? Shoo. All right. Old paintings depict the beautiful empress standing and holding her ornate robe open, while a high official or quan is shown kneeling humbly before her and lavishly applying his lips and tongue to her protruding clitoris. There you go. Empress Woohoo. I love it. Yes, Luna, she did love her woohoo licked. Hysterical. Next page number. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Celia says no drunk texting. That's good, too. That is smart advice. For sure. Lizzie said Cody came for the blackjack and hookers, eh? That's hilarious. All right. Yes. Sending much love to Cody, because you did have a day. Lizzie says, woohoo, ooh, woo, QQ. I'm glad I'm not drunk for this, or I'd be dying. We have a theme going, huh? All the 2-syllable oohs. Ooh, ooh. All right. 1 through 300, A or B. Got time for a couple more. And that was a good one. I like how she was just like, you know what, you're coming into my country, you're coming into my country. That's what she told everybody, that Empress. Mm-hmm. Empress Woohoo. I've never heard that story before. See, we educate here as well as have fun. It's like fun and frolicking and education. All right, 42B says Lizzie. All right, let's see. 42 is lacing. Lacing, when used in bondage, is similar to impalement. It involves piercing the skin with a needle, tying a string around the needle, and then attaching it to an immobile object. Macrame designs are sometimes woven between needles. It is less dramatic than using a hammer to pierce the skin, Jesus Christ, but safer and more versatile. Caution: lacing is a blood sport and is considered unsafe sex by those who practice it. Sterilization techniques are followed. And then, okay, because I'm like, after that, because there's like a whole page here, is mittens. Mittens are put on the bottom. Mittens are put on the bottom to prevent them from using their fingers to untie a rope. Oh, sorry. I thought it meant the bottom of something, not the bottom. All right. I caught up now. Let me start this over. Mittens are put on a bottom to prevent them from using their fingers to untie rope, loosen buckles, and so forth. Mittens also provide skin protection from metal rope or unlined leather restraints. There you go. There's a whole lot more about mittens. We all know what mittens are. Let's see. So Marion says, the more you know. That's hilarious. Yes. And Mortimer says, because knowledge is power. G.I. Joe. Let's see here. I get it. 42B, since double D isn't an option yet. Love it. That's hilarious. Uh, hey, Johnny. By the way, because not many people were talking about it, the original lead singer of Iron Maiden died as well this week. I did not know that. First of all, I didn't know Bruce Dickinson was not the original singer, and second of all, I didn't know that the original lead singer did pass away. That sucks. It has been a rough couple weeks, and big loves to the Osborne family who laid Ozzy to rest today. I've not had a chance to watch any of it. I knew I would be too emotional watching the live stream. I've seen a couple stills, but definitely sending love to them for sure. Because it's tough day for a lot of people that he touched, but especially his family. So, and if I hear one more person that's like, and the lesser known daughter, it's her father's funeral. She didn't want to be in the public eye. Leave Amy the fuck alone. I'm like so sick of all of that. But yeah. All right. So one more page and we will call it a day. So one more person, 1 through 300, A or B. And that will be our last pick a page for this season. Season 3. Cody says Paul died last October. I don't know if that's who it was. Maybe they had multiple singers. I'm not aware. And Aaliyah says comes in threes. I think we're up to like 17s now, sweetie. Because I know it was Theo from Cosby Show, Ozzy, Hulk Hogan, Chuck Mangione, guy from Golden Earring, Connie Francis. Trying to think who else off the top of my head. But it's just been like crazy. It's been absolutely crazy the amount of people that have passed away. And I mean, I guess people that are more famous that we relate to are getting to be in that age bracket. Not Theo, but like, a lot of the other people that passed, are in that age bracket where it's extremely sad, but it's not like what's the word I'm thinking of? Unexpected, All right, Aaliyah says 63, A or B? Oh, three scumbag billionaire CEOs got done too. Balance, I guess, over? I didn't know about that. Yeah, and Luna says social media likes reposting deaths around other deaths. That's true too, making it seem new. Um, oh, and then Cody says, "Well, shit, there was another. I didn't know. My bad, Johnny." Okay, so yeah, so they had at least three singers. That's crazy. That sucks. All right, so Aaliyah, I'm going to grab my book because we did two out of, and I didn't mention too. The Encyclopedia of Unusual Sex Practices is by Brenda Love. I want to give credit to the author. Um, it's from the 90s, so some of it's pretty funny. Like some of it's dated, but it's all pretty cool. Yay, A, that's what I was going with. So you pick 63. All right. You don't ever want to sell out when it comes to your own values and morals. Don't fake it in a way that will land you on the therapist's couch. If diking out on a stage in front of a bunch of people isn't your thing, then by all means, don't do it. It's hardly a situation that most of the population would ever find themselves pressured into participating in. What I'm suggesting is to find that balance and pretend yourself into a more confident version of the best parts of you, especially if they are parts you don't have all together right now. Don't do anything you're not comfortable with, but the secret is to not let yourself become too comfortable either. So don't dike out if it's not something for you. Awesome. I know exactly that story too. Oh, good night, Kyler. Thank you so much for hopping on here. I'm glad you're feeling better. We love you so much. And we will see you on social media. Very cool. Well, my friends, it is that time. And again, I want to thank you so much for hopping on here with me tonight. Like I said, I'm wrapping up season 3. I'm going to take off the month of August to spend time with my family, to enjoy the rest of summer, to kind of regroup. But I will definitely be back the first Wednesday in September, same bat time, same bat channels. So let me know if there's anything that you want me to cover topic-wise, especially if it has to do with subjects that I talk about in my book. If you haven't already gotten a copy, read it and let me know what kind of topics you want me to talk about. And I mean, a lot of us talk all the time anyway, so it's not like you're even going to miss me. Just kidding. But I have so much fun doing this on Wednesdays. I love getting together with you guys and just chatting about all kinds of things. I love how many topics we've covered over the last 3 seasons, some serious, some absolutely ridiculous. And I just love you guys so much, and you're my family, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So until the first week of September, remember, when life comes at you and it's hard to deal with and people are assholes, the last thing you want to do is stick your head in the sand because you think you're hiding from the world, but everybody else just sees a big ass. Love you.